Howdy everyone, David here with Tabletopping.net, and this is a continuation of the Dungeons & Dragons 5th Edition Player's Handbook Classes Reviews. Now this video pertains about the Druid, and you'll notice if you have the D&D basic rules that you can download for free at the D&D website, you'll notice that there is no Druid in those rules. So therefore you have to have the Player's Handbook to get these rules for the Druid. And there are 6 pages containing to the Druid, and you can see that the art is beautiful, very druidic, very hippie hugging, and it's got 6 pages of information about the Druid class. So when you choose a Druid, they are pretty much the keepers of nature, and you can see that there's information here on the first several pages that pertain about, basically the lore of the Druid and how to play a Druid. Now, every time that you pick a class in Dungeons & Dragons 5e, every time you level up or advance, you get more and more traits depending on what class that you choose. And the Druid's no different from the other classes. And you can see here on the matrix, it pertains to levels 1 through 20, and it pretty much tells you everything that you get as you level. So, the class features of the Druid, they do get a D8 for their hit points. This also has their proficiencies for armor, weapons, tools, and their proficiency for saving throws are intelligence and wisdom. You can also see that there's a small little tidbit of information if you need something quick to figure out what kind of equipment you want for your Druid. And at first level, you get the Druidic language. You also get spellcasting. Now, the spellcasting, you get a very massive list of spells in the back of the Player's Handbook that just the Druid get to cast. Now, you get cantrips. You also, it has all of the rules for preparing and casting your spells. Your spellcasting ability, which is based off of your wisdom ability. And then this has the formula for your spell save DC and your spell attack modifier. Now at second level, this is where the Druid starts getting really good. You get wild shape. This is pretty much the main mechanic of the Druid. And wild shape allows you, as you progressively get higher in levels, you can change forms to different beasts. Starting with a wolf at low level, and as you get higher level and gain more power as a Druid, you'll be able to shape change into a crocodile or maybe like a giant eagle. And then it has a little bit of information here on what the CR rating for what type of monster you can basically change into. And here's all of the other rules, which are actually entails quite a bit on all of the mechanics of this. Also at second level, you get a Druid Circle. And in Dungeons & Dragons 5th Edition, when you choose your class, eventually you're going to get to choose an archetype as well. And for the Druid, they're called circles. And there's 2 circles for the Druid. The first one is the Circle of the Land, and the second one is the Circle of the Moon. And these give you additional options that go on top of what you actually are, a Druid, which is really nice. It gives a flavor, it gives variety, and it's just great. At level 4, you get what's called an ability score improvement. Now, what the ability score improvements do, you get these at level 4, you get these at level 8, 12, 16, and 19. And this gives you 2 points to put into any ability score. Or you can put 1 point 2 times into 2 different ability scores. And you get those at, the appropriated levels. You can also, if the Dungeon Master allows it, there's an optional rule that has they're called Feats. And in the Player's Handbook, in a later chapter, you can forego taking your ability score improvements, and you can choose a feat instead, which gives your character a lot more customization. At 18th level, you're going to get Timeless Body. At 18th level, you're going to get Beast Spells. And at level 20, you're going to get Archdruid. Now, the Druid Circles, as I talked about, as you get at level 2, there's 2 different ones, and this adds even more flavor to your Druid. The first one is the Circle of the Land, and this basically is for more of a spell-casting type of Druid. Now, as you can see here, there's quite a few different Circles of the Land. There's Arctic, Coast, Desert, Forest, Grassland, Mountain, Swamp, and Underdark. And this is pretty much details the region on where your Druid came from. So if you do your backstory and you say you're from a grassland, then chances are you'd probably, if you chose Circle of the Land, you would probably choose Grassland, and it would give you bonus spells for Grassland for 3rd, 5th, 7th, and 9th level, which is really nice. So as you also choose Circle of the Land, you're going to get a bonus cantrip at level 2. At level 2, you're also going to get Natural Recovery. You're also going to get, as I said, your Circle spells, so you would get the Grassland spells. At 6th level, you're going to get Land's Stride. At 10th level, you're going to get Nature's Ward. At 14th level, you're going to get Nature's Sanctuary. And that's actually quite a bit of variety for the Druid for the Circle of the Land. Now, the Circle of the Moon is a little bit more combat orientated. At 2, you're going to get Combat Wild Shape, which basically this circle is also going to enhance your shape changing as well. You're also going to get Circle Forms. At 6th level, you'll get Primal Strike. At 10th level, you'll get Elemental Wild Shape. And 14, you'll get Thousand Forms. So this pretty much has everything to do with playing a Druid. 6 pages of information that's chock full of beautiful art and lots of good information for you. And I hope this has helped you if you were kind of wondering what the Druid class was about. So I hope you enjoyed the video. Please feel free to leave a comment below or subscribe to the YouTube channel. Check out all of the other races and classes that I've done. And once again, my name is David, and I'm with tabletopping.net. And until next time, happy gaming.